great day today. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning to you. I hope that your morning is going well. My morning is going fantastically, because I'm here, you are here. We are gonna make some cookies today. So it is a week before Christmas for me. I know it's already past Christmas. You're probably like, ugh, cookies, I don't want to deal with any of that, Amy. I've had a lot of cookies, but that's okay. But you can make cookies any time of year, and we do in our home. So today and tomorrow I'll be doing different treats and cookies, things like that for Christmas. So today is going to be the one that I'm going to bake in the oven today. I figured let's do all of the baking, get that one done in one day. It's kind of like living in Florida. It's different. It's a different vibe for sure. It's definitely not that like cozy, comfy. It's cold outside. Let's turn on the oven to heat up the house and have a little fire and your Christmas lights, and it's, you know, let's bake cookies in the oven. It's more like, okay, crank the air up because it's going to get hot in here. It is a little dreary today, so I think that helps. And I do have my Christmas lights on, but it's awful bright and sunny. So you just got to do with what you got to do. So we're trying to create it. We've got the lights on, got the little, you know, get the whole vibe going, got the curtains down a little bit, and then crank the air up so it doesn't get too hot in here. So it's going to be a beautiful, wonderful day. I'm going to make my family's favorites. I went around to everybody and said, okay, what do you want me to make this year? What are the treats that you want me to have? So that's what we're going to make in today's video. So I have a list. I won't say it all right now because who knows what I'll end up making. I started like getting inspired. I'm like, I should pull out my other old Mennonite cookbooks and see what kind of recipes are in there and just see if we find anything. But I'll just stick with the basics right now. Small batches. I'm definitely cooking much smaller, baking much smaller. The good thing about cookies and treats, you can freeze a lot of them, so it's not like anything goes to waste. So I'm gonna just start. Are you ready for a wonderful, wonderful day today? I am. You ready? All right, let's go. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna make is, my kids didn't ask for it, but it's something that they love. They love those Loft House soft, delicious cookies at the store. Some people think they taste terrible. I think they taste good. They often remind me of cookies that my grandma made, and unfortunately, my mom never had the recipe for them, and I wish that and probably it's totally different in my head, who knows. So I'm gonna try to recreate as best as I can. Again, if you Google Loft House copycat cookie recipe, there are so many different recipes out there. I tried making some, I think, in the mountains once, fail on it, did not turn out. I think they used sour cream, and it just wasn't good. But it doesn't mean that like that recipe, they're all with sour cream bad. It's just that recipe did not work for me. So I found one, and I'm like, I'm gonna see if this works, see if it works, and see if it's good to go. So the recipe used cake flour. That's something I do not have. So I'm like, cake flour would make it so much lighter. You can make your own cake flour. Did you know that? I did not know that. I mean, you can make anything, correct? Yeah, pretty much anything. So what you do for your flour is every cup of flour you put in your bowl, which I got right here, you take out 2 tablespoons, and then you put in 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. And so put that in, and then you either do like I haven't got my little sieve, whatever you want to say, and kind of like go through, or one of those cranking things. But you can use this right here, a whisker, and just whisk it and mix it really, really, really well. You just want it mixed really well. So I already have my flour in here, 2.5 cups. I'm going to add in the cornstarch and mix it up, and then we'll get our cake flour ready. So we already have our flour here mixed up. This is going to be perfect. I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients in here to incorporate all the dry stuff. So for this recipe, I will put, it's going to be 2.5 cups of cake flour. So get yourself 2.5 cups of cake flour. You're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder right here, and 1/2 teaspoon of fine sea salt. So I'm going to mix that together with mix it with my my whisker, get that all mixed, and then we'll go over here and do like the butters and sugars, and then we'll add this to that. Now the recipe doesn't say to do this, but I feel like if I run it through here, it's gonna make it light and airy. Run it through here. That's where I think that little whisker will come in handy. But I'm gonna just do this. Is this important? I don't know. I just would like to make the cookies and let them turn out. And since it's not real cake flour, it's just made at home, kind of like making your own bread flour. It's good, but having your own bread flour is like way better. So we're just gonna kind of do this and see if it does anything. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it takes an extra 5 minutes to do this. I was flipping it like this, and it seems like it took forever. You just take your hand and hit the side. It comes out a lot faster. It's still going through those tiny holes. I feel like this is gonna help it a whole lot. But we'll see. Again, it's all trial and error. These are the ones that are not tried and true, so I don't know if they'll be amazing, but I hope that I can get that recipe and go, wow, that turned out perfect. Okay, we're almost there, almost there. It's like that last little bit. I would love to recreate those because those cookies are expensive. They're like, what, I'll say $3.50, $4 a package, which in our household, that goes so fast. But if you can make them, winner, winner. Okay, almost to the bottom. Okay. Okay. It's like you get that last little bit and you're like, just dump it in. Okay, that made that really fine. I'm sure if you bought cake flour, it would be really fine too, but I'm sure it's a lot more expensive. Okay, not bad. Okay, wow. Looks like that made that a lot finer versus like not doing that. So, okay, we're gonna see. Don't lose any of your flour mixture. Okay, we'll see how that does. Let's go over here into this mixer. We're gonna add 1 cup of butter. I'm using margarine. Use whatever you'd like. I'm sure butter does a little bit better, but I don't mind that. And we're gonna add 1 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. And let it mix. Okay, remember I moved up the base of this a little bit, so it's gonna wobble. I have to see if it's gonna get the bottom of the bowl without like shaking everywhere. I didn't have Greg look at it yet. Okay, so then the flaws, it sounds real like shake, shake, shake. But for those of you that know, look at the bottom. Can you see that in there? Like, it's pretty much got everything in the bottom except right in the, like, very little bit. Where normally I'd have to scrape that out and there'd be a thick layer on the bottom. So I feel like that's good. Again, I just don't know if that's gonna hold up. So we'll see. I have to have Greg look at it and say, okay, we can do this to it. So make a note to myself to add that to the list for Greg. Okay, we're gonna add 1 egg and a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, you have to push down the sides because obviously all the butter is on the sides to get it incorporated there, but not the middle, so that's a positive. But the shaking, I don't know about the shaking. So should I have added the egg when it was on the mixer mode and not all against the sides? Probably, but that's okay, this is good. I'm going, trying to do really well with this batch because I want it to turn out so well. Let's add this. Okay, can you handle the wobble wobble? I don't know about that. But, okay, so I'm scraping it, but I don't have to scrape the very bottom. I'm just scraping the sides. I'm pretty sure there wasn't I don't think this one came with an attachment. My old ones had a little scraper attachment, and maybe this did weigh in the beginning and I didn't save it. I know, that's okay. You're young, I was young, 5 years ago I didn't think things like now. Okay, this might not be too bad. We're gonna mix this a little bit more. Okay, now that you've got your dough, you're going to roll them really careful. This only makes 14 cookies, which is not a lot of cookies, is it? But we'll try it. We'll see a small batch, see how it does. And if it works out good, then awesome. So you gotta roll them into a ball. You wanna be careful because it is sticky, so maybe if you have to either wet your hands or whatever, and then we'll push it down real careful on the cookie sheet. Okay, based on the gooiness factor of these, I feel like these are gonna work because they're not dry, they're a little, like, real soft. So is that gonna be a good thing? Or do I need more flour in here? I just wanna make them so they're perfect. So, you know what, trial and error, one small batch is not a big deal. It's bad when you're making a huge batch and you waste a lot of it, because then you're like, oh, I just wasted. I have done that so many times. I made double batches of like the no-bake cookies. you can keep that recipe and double it sometimes, and sometimes it is a complete fail and you're like, oh my goodness, I just wasted all of that. So I'm getting smarter as I'm getting older. I'm almost 50, right? And I am taking it and I do one batch at a time. Just so that I'm guaranteed, like, all right, today's weather in Florida is not gonna affect the way that they turn out. Okay, so like it gets to stick to your hands here. Some would say use flour. I'm gonna do water. I just don't want it any more sticky. Probably even use powdered sugar. We'll see. We'll see how this works. They're nice and soft, the dough balls are, so that's a good thing. I'm thinking we may have a winner here. It'll all be about when it bakes, how it turns out. But the dough is nice and soft and it tastes good too. If you don't mind tasting dough. I'm not a big dough eater. Back when I was in high school, I liked it, but when I got older, I'm like, don't eat it. You'll get, it's raw dough. But I realized that's quite all right. Okay, perfect. 369. I got, how many did I get? 69. I got 18. I got 19 cookies. So not bad. Okay, let me do a little bit of, let's try. We're doing some St. Put some flour in my hands. And the ones that are a little stickier, roll them. You know what, let's do a little trial error here. Okay, these ones I'll roll with a little bit of flour in my hand, not to make them completely white. That one was. And that one I will not. And we'll see which ones are better. For you, we're doing a little trial and error here. Because these are new. So is it better to roll your hands in flour? Or is it better, because they're sticking. Or is it better just to have them be on there as is? So these, because it's even not that much flour on here. Just enough to kind of coat it and not be sticky. You're not seeing any of this, are you? Okay, so originally I was going to not roll them in flour, but I'm glad I did because I would have smushed them. It would have been a little smushy. So instead of rolling in water with your hands, do the flour for sure, just real lightly. Bake them at 350 for 9 to 11 minutes. While those are cooking, I'm gonna start with my next one. I'm gonna do some of Mama Belle's cookies. They're so good. They're the chocolate chip. They just turn out perfect. So it's like, why even falter? And the key is that she puts in there a vanilla pudding packet. And I know a lot of you said your mama did that. We did different flavors like chocolate, and that just holds that cookie together and makes it delicious. So I am going to make a batch of this. I'll mix up my dry ingredients here into the bowl. So into the bowl, I'll put 3 cups of flour, a teaspoon of salt, and a teaspoon of baking soda, and a package of vanilla, and whisk it together. That'll be my dry ingredients. So we'll go over here and mix up the wet stuff. We're reusing what we have today, so no need to wash it. Just put a different cookie in there that doesn't taste bad after the one you first made. So we're gonna add into here 2/3 cup of butter. I'm using margarine, and 2/3 cup of shortening, and I'm going to mix that together. And then we're doing 1 cup of white sugar and 1 cup of brown sugar. I might tighten those screws. So I have to scrape the sides more, where before it was scraping the bottom. So I'm not sure which way is better. I don't know. But I definitely feel like I need to tighten those screws. I'm gonna go get a screwdriver. So maybe that won't work. I'm gonna have to ask Greg. See if he can get creative for me. It's all good. Now it won't flop around, so people watching my shorts will be like, her mixing bowl is gonna fly off of there. Let's mix it. Then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla and crack 2 eggs in there. We're gonna add 1 cup of mini M&Ms and 1 cup of mini chocolate chips. Drop a few, that's okay. Okay, those cookies are out. I'm gonna let them sit for a few minutes and then I'm gonna put them on my cooling racks, but I'm gonna start doing a pan of, I only have 3 pans, which is, why is that? I feel like I should have like a matching set, but I don't. Unless it's like hidden. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I can always cook it on the pizza pans, but this will work. So I'm just gonna put this out, spray this first, put them on here, bake them in the oven at 350 for, she had 365 for 10 minutes. I turned mine up to about 375. These do look really light and fluffy, so are they gonna be? We'll find out. Okay, I think I'll just do one batch of the Loft House, get them iced and all that, and let the kids try them and see if they love them. If they don't, then I'll kind of go, okay, make a different recipe. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. So maybe we'll do some more baking tomorrow. The cookies are in the oven. I'm trying something different. I have this oven. It's like a learning process how to cook with this. It really is. My oven, I just think something's wrong with it because I feel like it cooked weird. And I just realized it's me. I'm the weird one. So I'm trying something different. There is a bottom rack. My thought was it's gonna burn if you put something on the bottom rack, but I'm gonna put, because it's literally this far from the bottom of the oven, like literally this far. But I'm like, why would you have a bottom rack if you didn't want it to get darkened down there or cooked down there? So we're gonna see. I don't know. I just put a few on a cookie sheet and put them on the very bottom. I'll watch them and see. I don't want to put them up on the top too much because they do heat up a little bit more. So we'll see. We'll see how they bake here and what happens. Let's get that rolling. The next thing I'm gonna do, because I'll just keep or actually, should I just keep on the cookies and just pause for a minute? Because you know how cookies take some time, but you could kind of do okay, you know what I'll do? I'm talking to myself. I am gonna mix up these Reese's. These were so good. Miss Barbara got us these off of Amazon, and I found them at the discount store. They're really, really good. So what's even better is when you put Reese's Pieces in it. I know I don't have any. I'll have to double check, but I don't think I do. So I have those mini muffin tins here. These are more like muffins, mini brownie tins, I should say. I got this at the discount store. It'd be like a little bite. So I'm gonna put them in here and bake them. So they'll be tiny and little. I think it'll be a really great treat. So we're gonna mix this up according to the package directions. So it'll be one at a time. And we'll just keep our eyes on the cookies in the oven and we're gonna hope for the best. Look like they burned on the bottom, so that's a positive. Okay, so I'm going to let this cool. I got a few more minutes on the top one, and then I will do another pan right here, get that rolling, and then I'll put these in at the same time because it's just a small pan. And let your cookies cool for a little bit till they kind of rest, and then they won't fall apart. Sometimes I'm in a massive hurry, and I'm guilty of it, so I take them off too soon, and sometimes they sink below the racks. So just let them sit on your pan, not till they completely cool or they'll stick, but just till they're warm. Like I can touch the cookie sheet with my hands. It's warm, but it's not hot. These turn out perfect every time. The only time they did not turn out perfect is when I forgot an ingredient or did something wrong. Okay, let's keep making cookies. We've got the ones in the oven. The next thing I'm gonna do is the dough for gingerbread men. I don't think I made any of these last year at all. I apologize, Steven. Steven really likes them. Evan and Steven like gingerbread men. I do too. And then the kids may, if we have them. So he said that was one thing he asked for. So I'm like, I will definitely make gingerbread cookies. These are from my cookbook. You can get them on my blog. If you want to support my channel, you can get a cookbook. This one is on Amazon. It's more because it's a hardcover. You got to pay for the printing on Amazon. But if you look below, there's a mini version. It's lighter and it's a lot smaller print. So beware if you can't see very good, like me. But mini size version that I offer, link below in my store at my website. So this, I'm just gonna mix in here 3/4 cup of butter in here and 3/4 cup of brown sugar. We're gonna mix that together and 1/2 cup of molasses and let that cream together really well. An egg. Don't need the eggshells, and teaspoon of vanilla. Mix that. This mixing bowl, I had 3 cups of flour. I did a teaspoon of ginger, even though it's 2 is the recipe. A teaspoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix that really well. And then you're gonna add it to your wet ingredients, and then we'll let that dough chill. So what I'm gonna do is put it into another bowl because I want this to get chilled, and then we can roll it out. Because it's nice and soft right now. So put it in the refrigerator for a little bit. Okay, I wonder why this pan was at Goodwill. Probably hard to get these out. Maybe this isn't a brownie pan. So I'm like sitting there, I was like started to scoop it up and I put a hole in it. I'm like, are these just gonna fall out? So if I put a pan upside down, like this, I can touch it, it's warm, and tap it. Oop. I think tap on top of where the, it drops out some. Is that the way to get them out? I don't know. Just make sure if you use, just drop that. 2-second rule, try it out. But if you use that pan, make sure that you grease it really, really well. They turned out, I mean, they're gonna be beautiful. The ones that, the scraped a little bit on the top, but they'll be like tiny brownie bites. So not bad, you could probably dip these in something. But again, maybe if I let them completely cool when they come out, I don't know. I was afraid they'd get crusty and stick on there, so. Okay, not bad. These are looking nice and yummy too. I'm just debating. Okay, let's clean up my chocolate mess here and we'll see what else to whip up together. Okay, so I got some stuff picked up. Let's do the simple recipe. This is peanut butter cookies. My brother made these. My brother doesn't even like to cook or bake. And this recipe he made in school. I remember being a little kid, we made it every single year. Yeah, it's easy. It's 1 cup of peanut butter, 1 egg, 1 cup of sugar. That's it. That's it. It's so simple. It's yummy, delicious. Everybody likes it. I had to clean my camera up a little bit because all the cookies. So this is easy. So when you're mixing it up, don't mind the loud noise, it like wants to be creamy. So, and then you think it's not very sticky. Let it go for a little bit more. It'll look like this. And that's when you know it's nice and mixed up. Let's just roll it into balls, dip it in, roll it in, roll into a ball, put in sugar, put in a cookie sheet, and we'll flatten it. Battery died. I don't know if you saw any of that. And I realized it was on a low, dark setting. Sorry. Roll your peanut butter into balls, roll it in sugar, and then do a little crisscross on top. It'll be yummy. I think I'm gonna do another batch of that. I'm gonna grab out our chunky peanut butter. Always use creamy. I don't think I've ever used chunky. So I'm thinking let's just do something a little bit different just because this has been, it's not old, but it's, yeah, still been a whole nother year, but it's been in the cupboard for a while. So let's try this one. And then, I mean, there's still some more in here. Kids do like crunchy peanut butter, it's not everybody. Okay, so let's mix up the same thing. This, a cup of sugar, and we'll mix another batch up. So I think the only difference is that these have peanut, like the nuts in them. So it's gonna kind of like, it helps get it off the mixer. It's not gonna stick as much, so Either one. I don't think have I. I don't think I ever had, but as I was starting to film this, I was like, I kind of remember having them with the peanuts in there. My brother is allergic to peanuts, so I don't. He's not allergic to peanut butter, and someone's like, you can't do that. And then one of my viewers said, no, it is true. You can be allergic to one thing and not the other. So I do remember having, not at our house, but someone would have had peanuts. And I don't remember who, but I do remember having that at one time. So all good. Okay, let's roll these into balls. See how this rolls into a ball here. I feel like if you get too much peanuts, it's not going to roll very good. Let's do this again. Okay, so I'm gonna start making, the last what you saw is making the packaged Nestle Toll House cookies. That's what Greg likes, so I'm making him what he likes. He doesn't mind homemade ones, but he loves the kind from the store. So if your husband likes that, then you make what he likes. If you can, so I've got it. So this is good. So I'm gonna make the frosting for those Loft House cookies because I'd love to do that and see did they turn out like as expected. So what I'm gonna do is in here, I'm gonna put a 1/3 cup of butter, margarine, 2½ cups of powdered sugar, ½ teaspoon of vanilla, and like 2 tablespoons. They said half and half. I'm just gonna use lactose milk because that's what I got and see how it does. We'll go from there. Okay, doing so good. I was like, back in the day, I would have made tons and tons of cookies, lots of them, and I'm like thinking, wow, we're definitely a small size now, but that's okay. I think times have changed where, like, you know, you used to make your fire department a package of cookies. You used to make your post office, or we did, person cookies. You know, you make your neighbors cookies. But times have changed where people are different, where they won't really take homemade cookies. So it's different. So it's kind of better to buy, like, you know, like a fruit basket or something that is already packaged. Unfortunately, just different where we're at right here. It's just a different, a culture. No, it's not a culture, but it definitely is like a culture. But it's still good. Making little cookies, having a little variety. We just have to make smaller size ones. Okay, so these ones are good. So we got the peanut butter. We've got the brownies. I think these are gonna be great. Peanut butter, I've made the icing for, and these two. Yeah, delicious Mama Bells. And then these Loft House, I feel like these are gonna be good. They smell good. So I'm gonna do the icing. I'm gonna do white icing. You can dye it. Yeah, I was thinking, I just don't like dyeing unless you have to. Don't like switch the words because we drink Kool-Aid. My kids do have juice boxes. They have things with dyes in it. But I guess if I don't have to dye it, I won't. I know they're eating sugar. I know they're eating processed butter. I get all those things. But inside, in a weird way, I feel like it just should be white. White, and then I'm gonna put some sprinkles. I forgot I got all those sprinkles and icing. I just pulled my thing down. So I'm gonna have to think about my gingerbread men. Maybe I'll use the little icing piping bags I got at the discount store. So let's just ice these with the frosting and put some sprinkles on. It should be easy while the cookies are in the oven. It's a great day. Okay, the true test will be the kids. The good thing is the icing wants to set up, so that's good. So I'll let that sit, get hard, and if they love it, then we'll make more. So it's gonna be one of those, like, let's make all the cookies and kind of see what everybody likes and kind of go from there. So I'm almost done with cookies. The only thing I have to do is get out the gingerbread people, and I'll roll those out and make gingerbread men, but I'm just waiting for them to cool. Another batch in the oven here. So if you're here for just cookies, you might have to fast forward to see the finished gingerbread. But if you're here for just the day because you like to hang out together, I like to hang out with you, I gotta get on some lunch. So what I'm gonna do is, this is simple, very easy recipe. We've been making it all the time. It's actually not in my family cookbook, but maybe another one if I do another one. This is literally chicken fajita meat, broccoli, and you put a bunch of spices in there, whatever you want, salt and pepper, garlic, onion, Italian seasoning, whatever you like for your family. And then I'm gonna boil some pasta and olive oil, mix it all together. Not pasta and olive oil, but mix it together with olive oil. Parmesan cheese, delicious, easy. Everybody likes it. It's a dish where everybody will eat the broccoli in it, which is weird because they won't eat it by itself. So there's my timer. So it's a good deal. First, let me get cookies out. Okay, so I'm using leftover chicken. Wait, how long are you gonna cook your leftover? Use your leftover chicken, Amy, until it's gone. So there's a little bit in here mixed with beef. We had it last night. I'll kind of pull the beef over and use the chicken, put it with broccoli here, easy. I'm gonna pick through it, my hands are clean. It's called not wasting food. People will be able, some may view it and go, oh, you've had it for 3 days in a row. That's okay. You know what, it's food. And right now in today's economy, I don't think you're gonna be throwing away food. You shouldn't be, right? Use it up, and most people don't eat leftovers from what I have seen on the internet and been in households with different people. So just it's good, use it up. It's a way to use it up in your food. Okay, so most of it's chicken in there. They like the chicken, they like the beef. I like the beef, so I will eat the beef, and I could just mix it in there. There'll be a few pieces in there. They'll be like, why is there little pieces in there, Mom? Because we're gathering fragments, kids. I'm gonna pull out most of it. Okay, good enough. Very simple. Let's crispy beef. I'm not a big fan of this roast. I have like 3 more bags of it in there. I think I definitely will not. It's like a chuck roast or something. I don't like it. It's too stringy. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I had it growing up. I really would just rather get like the rump roast. So live and learn, but I still have more in there, so we will still be using it for something. Okay, let's put this in here with broccoli. Okay, what we're gonna do is we've got all of our prizes for bingo. So we did 1 round the other day, and or not 1 round, 1 game, so everybody can win a prize. They can have a treat. So we're gonna do another one today, just because you know what? Then they get another treat for today. So because yesterday we had a lot for Jen's birthday, so this way then they can have something different and Christmassy for today. All right, first one. You ready? Flamingo, flamingo. First one is manger. Next one is myrrh. The one looks like a cookie or a cake. Myrrh. It does, and a camel.
Look like macaroons.
They do look like macaroons is a better thing for sure. Sheep. 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 The 3 wise men. Angel. This crowd's much quieter. I think it's Jade and Brooklyn that are loud then. The inn. Yeah, when they're all here, they're real loud. It's just, these guys are quieter, so that means the 2 other girls are really loud, I think. Stable. The stable. Galilee.
Bingo.
The way to motivate kids to get moving is play a game of bingo with treats in the middle. So it worked out really good. Kid that got money was happy to get money. The other one got the Cheeto socks, that likes the Cheeto socks. And then a couple of ones got the candy treats they wanted. So it works out. And then it's like something fun for the day where like motivates. Like you need motivation, even homeschoolers. It's like at home, it's like, hey, more school, hey, more of this. So it's kind of like, it'll be something fun to do. So I'm gonna take this, my gingerbread, I'm gonna roll it out here, cut it out into gingerbread people and gingerbread men, and then cook it in the oven. Okay, these make a very soft but crispy on the outside gingerbread cookies. So that's why they're kind of like real susceptible to breaking. So in the positives, the kids, 2 kids have said the cookies taste exactly like Loft House. Maddie said she had this one. She said it was a little crunchier on the outside, but she did get one that got a little bit brown where the other ones are not. So I'm gonna say winner on these. Okay, I just tried it. I can definitely, yeah, I think very much like the Loft House. You definitely don't want to cook them. Like that one had a little bit of brown on the edges. Like right here, not like the little bit of brown that does do a little crispy, but the white part makes it nice and soft. So winner, I say very much, very true Loft House style. Okay, I've had my taste tester Steven try it, and he said it's very, very good. So the key is that it's nice and soft, so you just have to be real careful cutting it out. You can make it more thicker type thing with the more flour, but it's just better to have a soft cookie. And then when you bake them, and mind you, mine, it's not perfect, it's got a little flour on it. You want the tiny little holes in it. Then you know it's done. So this one looks like a fin instead of an arm. So I don't know. I said he can decorate them with me later. I'm not sure how he wants to do it. So I said, well, let me just get them all out. We can use those squeezy things or use icing. See how it goes. Okay, so we did, the other cookies are coming out. I got one more batch in the oven. Doing so good, doing really good today. I'm like, the gingerbread, you either like gingerbread or I think you don't like gingerbread at all. Is that true? Is that true? Like I've got a couple that like it. I like gingerbread, so I feel like it's good. These are perfect. It's just good, soft. I don't like hard gingerbread, so this is a really good batch. And like I said, it's got the flour on top, but like you could, I was planning on putting frosting on it, so I didn't think no big deal. On those ones, you could also brush it off. It'll come off too. So one more batch in the oven. I have a sweet potato. I threw in the oven to bake at the same time. This is gonna be done, but I don't think it's gonna finish, so I'll throw it in the microwave. And then we are gonna sit, I think, I was just looking, I'm like, what are we gonna do this afternoon? So I think like the kids did their memorization. I literally, sometimes we do a lot of stuff like out loud because I have different kind of learners. And so today I was like, and we've been doing it out loud for a while, and sometimes it gets confusing. And so I wrote it down on a card and gave it to all of them. And then like in 2 seconds they came back, they're like, okay, done. I'm like, what? I'm like, done? They literally had it all memorized in seconds. So I'm like, that makes me rethink, like, okay, I need to write things down instead of doing the auditory for some of the things that we're memorizing. So that was good. So we got that done. So then we'll go for a walk. I think I'm gonna change because it's pretty, I'm sure it's toasty outside, sleeveless, and then get a good walk in, take Maxine, and then we like to walk her one time, and then we put her in the scooter. Jensen's got the scooter for her, and we put her in that, and we go around just to kind of, we're teaching her a little bit about going around. She's definitely not, anybody that knows a dog, not a sociable dog because it's just her breed. So whenever she sees another dog, or she sees like a four-wheeler, or she sees a Amazon truck, for some reason she just wants to chase. I don't even know why, but she does. So we just have to be cautious because she will jump out of it. So we get her walking around once and she's exhausted. Then we take her again, and then she can kind of be in there. But the last time she lasted about 3/4 of the way around, and then she was like ready to get out, like wanted to go running. So we did about that. So it works out good. But it's funny because Jensen put her leash on to take her out, and she literally stood at the door and she wouldn't even go forward at all. I said she's waiting for her mommy to go outside, so she's ready. Let me show you, I'll show you what she looks like. And then also it's lizard season again. We went for a walk yesterday and tiny lizards were popping out in the ground. So this morning she got one on the back porch. I'm like, oh, keep the doors shut. What's that say, Maxine? Are you happy to be in there? She's like, I don't know. Are you trying to side-eye me? Maxine. She'll like this after we go for a long walk, and then she'll get to be out again. Look at her. It's like when you put pajamas on her. She just, we used to put dog pajamas on her. She used to be the same way. She's like, I'm tired. So this is good. So we'll take her around after we go for her walk and get her around too. But first, exercise for her. But we're waiting on one batch of cookies. So hopefully these will be in here. Almost done. See a little tiny holes on it? That's what we want. Perfect. Okay, so we went for a nice walk. The sun came out, it got hot. I was like, Maxine, she was a little tired. She came back and she like just plopped down right by the door on the floor. And then I brought an ice cube to her. Jensen had a little fan he was blowing on her. And then we took her around and she did good. We got to ride the scooter around, so that was really good. So it's funny, the lizards, they've all been dormant for a little bit. It's like happened in the spring. You see them literally just sitting up in the sidewalk. Like, it's like, oh, my weekend, is it time to come out? So lizards everywhere. So I'm trying to make sure to keep the door shut so lizards don't come in. Okay, the gingerbread. I'm not gonna decorate them. You could. Steven likes these. I don't know the other kids that do, so I'm not gonna I'm gonna do a little bit of icing here on some of them, but most of them is gonna be plain because gingerbread plain is really good. So just very simple. Okay, Steven's gonna come down and do these himself. So I said, do you want frosting or no frosting? He wants to do the eyeballs and everything on him, so we'll let him decorate. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here and throw some towels in the dryer. I guess we won't chat while I put them in the dryer. But let me shut this. Can you hear me? It's a good day today. Like, what a great day. The kids are out there and they are doing clay. And I sat one day and pulled up, like, I've saved Christmas songs and made Christmas playlists before. And then, like, I don't like anything on my phone. So if I don't listen to it, guess what I just did? Delete it. So then it kind of came around every year and I wish I would have my Christmas playlist on there. So it's gone. But anyways, no big deal. But like a Christmas, I got the idea. I was listening to the Mills family. Remember Andrea Mills? The dad was one time talking and he said that it was some live and I just happened to look at it and they were talking about Christmas, like TV specials. And I was like, TV specials? And I'm like, on YouTube. And so I started Googling and making a list of TV specials. Oh, that's Maxine. Hey, Maxine. She's like, Mom. You gonna come with me? Of course you have to be with me. And so I started making a TV special list. And it has like old, like 80s and 90s, things like stuff that I would watch as I was a kid. I would watch when I was a child. And then I saved like some of the kids' old shows like they would have watched. Like random ones. Like they remember the Veggie Tales. You know, the night before Christmas, or the toy that saved Christmas, not the night. The toy that saved Christmas. And we had even had Curious George. It was a monkey Christmas. And yes, they're teenagers, but I'll go back and watch my favorite cartoons when I was a kid just to remember it. And so like Strawberry Shortcake in 1980. Anybody else? Yes, me too. I don't know if it was a Christmas episode, but I did save it. So there, we had Bernstein Bears on right now. Did anybody else love Bernstein Bear? Oh, I loved that they had all the little episodes. I loved having that. So it's little things like that. It's like the Arthur Christmas, things like that, that we just have watched over and over and over. Because we've had so many little kids, even the older ones watch with the younger ones. And so it's just one of those things where we're just throw it on, zoning out, and just having a good time, smiling, laughing, remembering the old TV shows. It's just been good. It's been, like I said, last week I had a really great week. And this week I feel like it's been a really good week as well. Just like fun, connecting with my kids, and just like having a good time. It's been a while. It's been a while. I feel like life got busy and we moved and just a lot of adjusting, and it takes time to do all those things. So feeling really good. So it's been great. So now Steven started doing decorating and he's like, I think I want to do clay. So he stopped. He did one and then he's like, yeah, I'll leave it. So I just put icing on half of them and put them in a container. So I made a plate of the ones that were a little bit more browner, not terrible, just not like perfect looking ones, and put those out to eat now. And then I put in containers all the good ones, and those are in the butler's pantry. And then we're gonna have cookies for the next little week, and by Christmas everybody will be tired of cookies, so it's all good. So now I gotta go get Brooklyn and then come back, and tonight is gonna be a frozen pizza night. I have ribs I made for Greg yesterday, which I was leaving to go get Brooklyn, and I happened to look out my window and saw that my smoker cover was off, and I was like, oh, totally forgot about the ribs. So I had to go out there and turn them down so they didn't burn, but Greg said they're really good. So didn't show that. So he'll have ribs, and I've got frozen pizzas. Remember when I bought those frozen pizzas at Sam's Club? We're throwing those in, and then I've got two pita breads. I'm gonna make some ones with diet cheese for Jensen tonight, and that's gonna be dinner tonight. Easy night. They have the pasta with broccoli and chicken for lunch, and just a good day, a great day all around. So we've got classes tonight for one, and then we'll see how the rest of the day goes, but awesome so far. So coming to an end eventually. I mean, it's only 3. We still got a whole nother 6 hours, but we're getting there. So all right, let me turn this on, and I gotta go get Brooklyn. Here's my partner. You with your mommy, aren't you? She's like, I go where you go, mommy. Okay, came outside here to close today's video. So hope you enjoyed today's video. Our favorite baked cookies. So now tomorrow we'll make some more treats as well to add to our pile. So you have a fantastic, I'm talking fantastic rest of your day. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.